Welcome to Second Chapter Stories, where we share powerful journeys of ordinary people who found the courage to begin again. These are stories of reinvention, resilience, and the unexpected paths that emerge when life forces us to rethink what truly matters. Today's story is about a man who walked away from a career many people dream of having. A decision that left friends confused, family concerned, and colleagues convinced he was making a terrible mistake. Let's begin. At 46, Michael owned a successful consulting business and controlled something he had spent years chasing: his time. He chose when to work, who to work with, and how to spend his days. But 5 years earlier, Michael had something many people would have considered far more valuable: a prestigious banking career, a six-figure salary, a corner office. The problem was, he had never felt more miserable. This is his story. At 41, Michael looked successful from the outside. He worked for a respected financial institution. He earned more money than he had ever imagined when he started his career. His colleagues admired him. His family was proud of him. And yet every morning he woke up with a feeling he couldn't ignore: dread. Not because he hated banking. He didn't. In fact, he had spent nearly 20 years building his career. The problem was something deeper. He no longer recognized himself. His days were consumed by meetings, targets, reports, deadlines. He was constantly busy, yet strangely disconnected from his own life. One evening, after arriving home well after dark, Michael realized he had missed another family dinner. His children were already asleep. Again. As he stood quietly in the hallway looking at their closed bedroom doors, a thought crossed his mind. If nothing changes, this will be my life for the next 10 years. The thought terrified him. Over the following months, the feeling grew stronger. He tried taking vacations. He tried pushing through. He told himself he was simply tired. But rest didn't solve the problem, because exhaustion wasn't the issue. Misalignment was. The work that once motivated him no longer inspired him. The success he had worked so hard to achieve no longer felt meaningful. Then something unexpected happened. A former colleague reached out and asked for advice on improving a small business. Michael agreed to help. What began as a simple conversation turned into several weeks of mentoring. For the first time in years, he felt energized. He enjoyed helping people solve problems. He enjoyed strategy. He enjoyed seeing small businesses grow. Most importantly, he enjoyed the work. The experience planted a dangerous idea. What if there was another way to live? At first, he dismissed it. Walking away from a stable, high-paying career seemed irresponsible. Friends advised against it. Family members questioned it. Some thought he was having a midlife crisis. Others believed he would regret it. Michael understood their concerns. Truthfully, he shared them. There were nights he lay awake imagining every possible failure. What if the business didn't work? What if he lost his savings? What if he embarrassed himself? The fears were real. But another question became impossible to ignore. What if I stay? After nearly a year of reflection, planning, and preparation, Michael made his decision. He resigned. The day he submitted his resignation letter, his hands trembled. Not because he was certain, because he wasn't. He was stepping into uncertainty, and uncertainty is uncomfortable at any age. The first year was harder than he expected. Income fluctuated, clients came and went. Some months were successful, others were frightening. More than once, he wondered if his critics had been right. But slowly, something began to change. His confidence grew. His client list expanded, referrals increased, the business stabilized, and with each passing month, he felt more connected to his work, more connected to his family, more connected to himself. 5 years later, Michael looked back on the decision that had once seemed reckless. It hadn't been reckless. It had been necessary, not because banking was bad, but because the life he wanted required a different path. Michael's story reminds us that success and fulfillment are not always the same thing. Many people spend years chasing goals they believe will make them happy. Sometimes those goals do, and sometimes they reveal a deeper truth. Achievement cannot replace purpose. Money cannot replace meaning. And no amount of external success can compensate for feeling disconnected from your own life. The hardest question Michael faced wasn't, "Can I succeed somewhere else?" It was, "Can I continue living a life that no longer feels like mine?" The answer changed everything. Thank you for listening to this episode of Second Chapter Stories. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe for more stories of courage, reinvention, and new beginnings. And tell us in the comments, have you ever felt successful on the outside but unfulfilled on the inside? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, remember, sometimes the bravest decision isn't starting over because you have to. Sometimes it's starting over because you choose to.